It was home that made me realize I needed to leave my comfort zone, beat the odds, and show the world my greatness.
It was home that taught me to count my blessings because not every day is promised.
It was home that taught me where, what, and who love is.
It was home is the place where I can feel different and who I am.
It was home where my fears haunted me and where my bravery found me.
It was home where I found beauty behind brokenness.
It was home where I learned to be goofy, laugh loudly, speak with confidence, and be myself unapologetically.
It was home where my heart ceased to escape, where I began to admire the collateral beauty of my life, where I stopped striving, where I found rest, where I found God.
It was home until home was no more the place of love.
My name is Jamie Small. I am the program director of Fashion Defined. I am from the New Orleans, Louisiana, by way of Hartsville, South Carolina, who moved to Columbia, South Carolina, and transplanted into Charlotte, North Carolina.
I am Nina Tran, the creative director, and I am from South Carolina. My importance of the show is to make sure that Brian's vision comes to life. I work hand in hand with the models, wardrobe director, and props.
My name is Brian Kirk White. It's Brian like Kobe, Kirk like Franklin, White like the color. I'm from Lawrence, South Carolina, small town in the upstate of the greatest, most southern, most historical state in the U.S. So it's only right for us to make history. It's only right for us to come from a pit of what I like to call darkness, but in that you just reach more for the light, and even in that reaching you want to become the light. And I'm proud to be the executive director of an organization called A.bevy Incorporated, where we produce events, media, and opportunities where we feel like we can bring the light to individuals, where through raising self-awareness we can help people find their purpose in life. We aim for high school, college, and young professionals, because I believe that's a pivotal point in life when you find yourself, when you find out what do I want to do, how can I do it? And we do that by utilizing the arts to educate.
Screaming minds all around us. Safe and sound, like the rhythm of snow.
Fashion Defined is supposed to serve as a platform for all creatives. So instead of it just being a fashion show that puts designers or models on display, we're now giving an arena to other creatives who focus on different areas of contemporary art. So whether you're a painter, whether you're a poet, you play an instrument, you do spoken word, that is what we are trying to serve as a platform for. And it also gives me a purpose to be able to serve those creatives, which is ultimately what I do, working with public relations, working with event production, and kind of just serve them and put them in the spotlight and get them out to the areas that they need to reach, to the people that need to see their art.
We are coming home. We are coming home. We are coming home. We are coming home. Ooh, ooh. We are coming home. We are
The Fashion Defined, one of A.bevy's programs, we produce a concept show. I'm 27 years old. I've never heard anybody call a concept show for what we call it. Never heard the term concept show used in that fashion at all. I know Broadway, I know runway fashion shows, I know plays, I know recitals, I know concerts. But a concept show is unique for us. We aim to be in Wikipedia concept show created by Fashion Defined because we produce an event that puts all forms of art together, all avenues of art together on a stage in full presentation. Contemporary art tells stories. Deeper than that, stands on a concept. So with fashion being that main focus, we're able to produce a show that we can change the world. We can tap more introspectively into who you are. That goes from our models, our cast members, people working on the media, especially our crowd, and definitely still me. So Fashion Defined has always been near and dear to my heart. I am the show director. I'm the concept director. I'm the person who makes sure what we're doing has that substance, fits that mission that A.bevy direly stands for. And I love it. I'm gonna do it forever. Forever, ever. Runaway. Only way you can run away is if you run into yourself. So even those bad things, they're gonna tap into here, you're gonna figure out the good things. It's the only way to get out of the darkness and find the light.
Small. I am program director for Fashion Defined. Can I answer this call really quick?
Please.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. What's going on?
I'm keeping this all in
Yeah. How much rope did you get? There's only 3 packs. There's only 3 packs. Okay. I just need you, yeah. Go ahead. So, here's the thing, just get what's closest to what we already have because you can't control what their inventory is. But I need you to come with more than 3 packs because you don't want them problems. So, if you can get what's closest to what we have. So, if we have braided rope already, right? Okay, so is there another type of braided, whether it's a lighter, darker color, a little bit thicker, get that.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. You're literally gonna just be like literally like thrown there. Like if I was to throw a doll onto the couch, like just there, kind of like in a daze looking out. So how are you feeling? Can you breathe? I can unbutton you and see how it looks. Yeah? I mean, you can try that. But you're gonna actually be like over here. Actually, that's your actual couch. So let's try it.
Oh, teacher, you made.
How you doing? Good. Welcome to the
Action.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what we're talking about. So yeah, I am the program director of Fashion Defined. We are at Sea Park Mansion in Gastonia, North Carolina, shooting our lookbook for our 6th annual concept show, Runaway, which will be at the Mint Museum Randolph, February 23rd at 7 p.m. So we are featuring local designers in this shoot. We have Tydra and Lace, we have Humble Connor, we have Vintage Bar, we have Riz Bellaglare, and a couple of more people who will be featured in this show. So we're giving you a behind the scenes look into the creation of our lookbook. Anybody want water, coffee, or anything?
My name is David Butler. I go by Dave Has Wings, and I was the photographer for the Fashion Defined lookbook. It was a very seamless and kind of easy process because of the team that we had. So basically Jamie had approached me and told me that she wanted me to shoot the lookbook, and she told me that Nina was kind of handling the visual direction for the show and for the lookbook, and kind of had the concepts kind of etched out already, and wanted to kind of fine tune them and work with me to execute a lot of her ideas.
Okay, move your hair. Move your hair so that Jen can scoot in. Okay, student. Okay, so basically this representation is We Are Home. So it's the last scene of the show itself, which means that y'all are making the walls of home. So this photograph is gonna photo you guys as the wall and you guys as the ground, okay? Do I need an extra person on the ground?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm down here.
Because that was easily the largest production I had been on to date, and my first time shooting anything in the couture realm. So it was very interesting for me, and just learning and seeing how intricate they were and tying all the details together between the designers that they chose, what they actually put together in the show, how the concept of the show flowed into the book, and all of those different types of things. So it was really like more of a learning experience for me. I mean, I know easily how to take a well-lit photo, but to see how Jamie and Nina and Brian were able to connect everything and make everything flow so seamlessly in a single project was pretty interesting to watch.
Wow.
So for me to give another aspect to the world, or to give a project to the world, or a vision, or a visual, or something, I would want to do it 100%, you know? And that's what I was trying to do.
Some of y'all jerks. Everybody listen. Who messed with boys? Alright, some of y'all jerk when you stop. It's real fluid. As soon as you get moved, alright, you just like that. It ain't gotta be moved. Real, this is the end. This is the end. Okay, so the premise of this scene, we are home. Again, the show is redefined home. We literally went from this house that was crazy to now we are home.
Y'all are in the pattern that y'all exit out on, yes? Okay. Your second number is 11. Okay, so after that sequence, you're gonna do the triangle. Okay, so here to 3.
Oh man, Runaway. The concept for Runaway, we put some time in on that. It was around the time when we found out Donald Trump wanted to run for president. So he wasn't even running for president yet. Our last show was, I think, September 2015. It's been so long, I can't even remember. The Looking Glass. It was before The Looking Glass that we had the concept for Runaway. At that time, it was titled something totally different. But me and Chelsea Allen, we wanted to talk about people who didn't belong in a certain space. We wanted to talk about people who didn't feel like they belonged wherever they were. So once Donald Trump came around, it was kind of like he literally sat and said, there are people, immigrants, people around the world who don't belong. And so that hyped us up. We were like, refugees was one of our keywords, refugees. I remember we wanted to fly Fashion-Define out to Ghana, do service work, do all of that. We really wanted the show to be very political. But it came down to when we finally moved the show to Charlotte. We were trying to figure out, how can we make this more intimate? How can we make this mean more to people around us? We just don't want to do something cliche and try to make a statement, but let's just tap into the hearts. And so moving to Charlotte, seeing the homelessness, how it affects the city, how it's a part of the city, we then tapped in. We found out we can't cure homelessness, but what can we do to prevent homelessness? What can we say, what idea, what concept can we put forward to then prevent homelessness instead of curing it? So in preventing homelessness, we look at not just adults who are homeless and seeing how they live, but these adults as children when they became homeless. When you become homeless, you're a certain age. It can start at 1 year old, it can start at birth, it can start in elementary school, middle school, high school. And those are, again, those pivotal points when you find yourself. And we want you to be confident. One thing that stands high for those type of children is running away. And so the idea of running away being one of the main steps, a high percentage step to then becoming homeless. That's where the title of the show came from.
It kind of goes off of your entrance. Yeah. Okay. What was your number? 5 and 13? My talent is to be able to bring a group of individuals together, form a perfect visual, or a visual that makes sense to the concept of the year. Being able to teach them how to become better in what they do. So teaching my models how to walk a perfect runway, how to show emotion in what we want to portray.
I'm Dakota Smith. I'm 17. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but I moved to Charlotte when I was younger. Still go back a lot, so I consider Brooklyn home. And now then I moved to Gastonia, so I'm like Charlotte, Gastonia. I'm important to the show because I am the main character in the show who is lost and is trying to find his way. So starting out when Bryant first pitched to me, it took him like a whole live 6 to 10 minutes for him to explain the whole show to me, because Bryant loves to talk. There's nothing wrong with it, but he loves to talk. And I was like, okay, is it a play? Is it a fashion show? And he was like, it's a concept show. I'm like, well, I don't know what a concept show is. And then he explained it to me. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So first day of practice, I was feeling real like uncomfortable because it was just a white room, and I had just met the other creative director, Nina, and she looked really intimidating. And it was just her and Bryant. And I was like, is she older? Is she younger? She looks like she's leading everything, but she looks like she'd be in high school, but she looks like she's really important. And I just kind of sat in the back for a minute and just watched all the models do their thing. And I was just looking over my writing, thinking I had to say something. And then Bryant explained my part a little bit more. And over the next few practices, he explained it. And then I really felt a part of them after like the first week.
The favorite moment was probably the first day of practice. That was a struggle in itself. And the biggest fear was we're moving to this new city, we're moving to this area where no one knows who we are, no one knows what a concept show is, no one is coming on board with the expectation of what we want from them. They're thinking traditional fashion show, traditional walking. So to have these 2 model calls, to have these 31 amazing models plus an entire cast of other talent be so dedicated, that was the best feeling in the world. So to get there day one, everyone's dressed in all black, everyone's serious, everyone's just anticipating what we're here to teach them, that was incredible.
We got 3 photographers walking around, either be me, Nina, Will, Chris somewhere. Even if it's yourself with your phone. Even if it's yourself with your phone. Alright? We want to build that camaraderie and build that exposure. We're going to utilize these pictures as best as possible. I don't know if your birthday done passed, if an anniversary done passed, if you got something coming up in the future. The show does not end on 2/23. After 2/23, we continue to love y'all to death. Alright? So even after that, we still want to have material we can showboat whoever you are. Alright? So your goal is from now for the next 15-20 minutes, get at least one dope picture for us to have, for Fashion to Find to have. So we can blow y'all Instagram, we'll get y'all. We promise about 1 follower. I'll follow y'all. But other than that, we want to have a good time.
the person at the end, you see them, that you're coming up on them, then you need to slow down. Because you don't need to be on the back of somebody's seat. So slow down, get your space right, you have enough time.
I realized we also on our time, we have to like walk before our cues than what we're usually walking.
So
stairs.
we were never taught. So they're not counting. She said 2 counts. You all should be on 2 counts ahead. Yeah, walking, but not the actual stairs. Right. She said you still take the first step. You still take the first step on your count, but do not count the stairs. So your new one starts at when you hit the stage.
So our cue that we remember in the room
It's still the same.
It's the stairs.
But it's at the top of the stairs versus the bottom.
Old National got the skanks. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Check it. Well, it's the M.I. looking letter. Ain't no letter.
I'm trying to figure out what was the main problem that we need to fix.
People walking on the right side of the stairs. I don't make it back to my door before they go out. Yeah, I don't make it back to my door before they go out.
And that's fine. That's why you go onto the right side.
So like you're listening to the walk all around and also
And I'm also changing that too, so y'all are fine. I'm making it easier on y'all.
Time every night. I get home late, but I really love y'all. Like, y'all made quitting track and doing things that I really love. Yes, I hated track. Y'all did everything great, and it was really great meeting y'all. My first day I saw Nina, I thought she was a high school student, but she looked kind of weird. She kind of scared me a little bit because she was intimidating. But like, y'all are like really great. So yeah. We're gonna have an amazing Sunday.
You can't say that. You sure got 8:30 a.m.
Stop stressing out, sir. I felt the stress. I can't get everybody to hug. Y'all know I love y'all because I've seen it before. We gonna pop, and when we send that message out, I feel like the church can't help it.
Everybody, let me hear you say, okay.
The toughest struggle of the show is to just make sure that the concept makes sense. That has been our biggest struggle, is for that our audience were always so unsure of what actually they were witnessing while they were there. So my biggest challenge this year was to have the visual make sense, but then also have the visuals on the screen make sense, our voiceover makes sense, wardrobe makes sense, the emotion makes sense, so that our audience take away that bigger message that we're trying to portray.
Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it.
Favorite part of the show. I'm a big dancer. The dance scenes are always my favorite. I'm gonna have to go with scene 2, The Apple, where we had Miss Chastity and Mr. Isaiah do the duet contemporary dance. So that was my ultimate favorite. I look forward to the day where I can actually sit down and watch the show and see what everybody else is seeing, as opposed to kind of peeking in the door and peeking from the backstage. But I'm sure it'll be beautiful.
Just to be thankful that I had days full of you. Before it winds down into the memory.
7, 8. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, run it one more time. Everybody understands.
Can we do the last?
I came in on the amen. Alright, so I got a special announcement. I got a special announcement. My special announcement is it's the last day y'all gotta deal with me.
That's some nice shoes down on that wall.
It's the last day you gotta deal with me, last day you gotta deal with each other, last day you gotta deal with running practice. Nina ain't in here and I don't like talking about people that ain't here, but you know, last day.
Yeah.
Alright? But the thing is, we put in all these days before this for this day. Alright? So every time I said focus, which is the number one thing, is for this moment right now. Alright, we're not machines, so it's not, oh, this just gonna come second nature. It's gonna take something within us to put it out. That's why I send them wave emoji. Alright? We put these waves out and we make a difference. There's people out there, it's weird. Me and Museum, they like, our parking lot full, we ain't used to this, people don't know the park. It's because of y'all. 160, we sold out.
Let's go.
I want to brag that I ain't never had a sold out show, but then we never had a small venue before. But I still think it's dope that we can say we sold out the show.
They don't need to know how big it is, just know we had a sold out show.
Right. Okay. So real quick, I keep my prayer short. Everybody be reverent, however you're reverent, to whatever God you worship. Dear Most High, we thank you for this moment. We thank you for the moments that led to this moment. We thank you for the moments that will come from this moment. We ask you for the focus that you've given us in order to give the things that we're here to give. We're already here to succeed because it's destined for it to happen. We ran away so that we can come home. We're touching now because we are home. We know where we're from, and we're here to make sure everybody else knows. It's Fashion Define Runaway, the team with the big goals. I ain't never run in the purple. But with that, I want to thank you for everything that you've given me. I want to thank you for blessing these people to give the same back even more. I ask you for the show to be a success in the way that you already intended it to be. All right?
Can we get a mini air breakdown on 3?
I see y'all on the other side.
What's the breakdown?
We at home, dog.
We at home. 1, 2, 3.
We at home.
All right.
Okay, sing one letter.
What's very personal to me about the show is that it wasn't until the week of that we had every component we needed. This was the first time this ever happened. We focused on gaining models and talent for the show. There was a specific dancer that we didn't have for scene 2, the Apple, and we needed it. And the crazy thing about it is, like, every week we went through 5 different Eves. Every week we went through so many women, young girls who were like, I want this part, I'm gonna beat her, I'm gonna come, and then somehow the devil stopped it from happening. But you know, like I say, from that darkness is light. Lo and behold, through all those crazy times, we were so stressed. Me and Nina were going crazy, trying to find a girl. And at the end of the day, there she was at practice every day already. One of the models was able to do that Eve part. So that craziness, it is like those little stories like that show how much the show can mean, because it's those mini lessons, those times when you are going crazy to the point where it's, what is my answer gonna be? And every time, every show, every event, any moment, we always find an answer. The answer always comes through, and that's the beautiful thing about Fashion Define.
The fashion-defined show in 3 words. Like no other.
Finding yourself. Is 2 okay?
I would say unique and very thoughtful.
In my mind, this is not a show that you're gonna see anywhere else. You will never, even if there are other people who put concept shows together or, you know, are inspired and want to bring in other elements to their fashion show, it'll never be executed the way this team of people executes a vision, executes a concept. And we're only going to get bigger and better as we learn and as we figure out who our market and exact demographic is and as we just get exposed to more. So this show is like no other show you've ever seen.
We are coming home. We are
a wrap. That's all we got, and that's the show. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it.
I think it's a time when I ooh, there's some bright lights. What? It's like a real show. It is a real show. Main thing I want to do is thank y'all for coming. It's been a year and a half, I'm gonna say, since our last show. I'm guessing majority of you aren't even aware that we had a last show. So that means this is your first time experiencing a fashion-defined concept show. We call it a concept show. It may have been promoted or told to you as a fashion show. Hopefully you saw the fashion. You see our designers are here. You saw the clothes. But our goal is to then match those clothes with the concept, with the story, to then break scenes down to parts of not just our lives, but your lives. To tell a story that hopefully you all can relate to and go even deeper. To then say, okay, what do these stories mean about life? What do these stories mean about how I can do better? What more can I do in this world? And even more, what we all hassle finding a venue in Charlotte. Because we ain't gonna say what weekend it is. Listen, okay? We were blessed. I talked to an old professor of mine who is the president of the Arts and Science Council in Charlotte. And I told him, I was like, you know, I don't want to go too big because I don't want a room with nobody in it. I don't want to go too small because I know I show great, you know what I'm saying? I know you're going to sell out. I just might say that. But he said, check out the Mint. Check out the Van Every Theater in the Mint. I was like, they got a stage? He was like, yeah. I was like, they got lights? He was like, nope. I was like, what they got? Seats in a circle. So at that point, we sat down. The beautiful team right behind me. And we said, let's do it. Let's accept that challenge. 160 seats. I think we sold actually like 164. But, you know, I think some people got stuck in the traffic. But clap it up for yourselves for being here. My speeches are usually long. My speeches are usually long. I usually got shout outs. I definitely want to give a big shout out to AJ Patel. You know why I was clapping up for AJ. But overall, the main thing I wanted to say was I moved to Charlotte last year. And when we do our shows, we say, okay, what does the community care about? I'm not from here. Raise your hand if you have been in Charlotte more than 3 years. Okay, so I came to your city and was like, okay, what can I do with the arts to try to talk about something that affects you all? I'm blessed to be a Studio 345 teacher, which gives me a... Shout out to George here. We got Studio 345 students here that's composed of high school CMS students. I learned how messy CMS is. I also learned how bright the future is through these CMS kids. But it's people like Mr. Ryan Harrison who are doing their part in the community and the schools. It's people like Omar Carter in the crowd. Let me check, I'm going to say a lot of names. It's people like you all who didn't have a job or responsibility or onus to be able to put one hand on somebody. And it's not about giving a homeless person money. It's not about giving them a ride. It's not about you funneling through their lives and trying to figure out what they actually going to do with what you give them. But our goal here was not to say, okay, how can we cure homelessness? Because honestly, I just got to Charlotte. I don't think that's possible. Y'all stuck on that. But then to say, how can we prevent homelessness? How can we take the misplaced children at one of the highest rated cities in North Carolina from elementary, that's 6-year-old kids who don't have a house, who don't have a home. If you go back to the 1970s, if you did not have a home address in Charlotte, North Carolina, you couldn't even go to school. So at that point, at 6 years old, you're already destined to be on the street. So I did my research on your city, and we put this show together. So, with that, I would like to ask Nina Tran to come up real quick. I'm going to pass the mic that I ain't got to Nina. Because Nina put her whole foot into everything you saw. She made my job very easy. Very easy. Alright? All this crazy stuff you saw was on her. I would have never knew to paint something on somebody's face. None of that. Okay? So I'll let Nina take the stage right now, the front, the center, the circle. Hell, the living room. What we in? And she can say the last word before we celebrate. We about to party. Yeah.
One thing that I would love y'all to take from this show is basically to find the value within yourself, right? Because I couldn't be where I'm at, and this show wouldn't have happened without the people behind me. We couldn't give this value to Charlotte or to your family or friends without you guys. So I really, really appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you so much. We love you, Nina. But definitely leave out of here with a message to spread to everyone that you reach, because you are powerful, okay? And your value is strong, all right? And to find that self-worth in yourself is to find home. So regardless of wherever you're at, location, place, people, It's within yourself. So never feel alone because you have that strength from the years that you build up. Okay? Thank you so much.
I see money all around me, and like I'm the man. Ooh, and it wrote like last week. Where have you been? Ooh, it's about a hiding girl. Don't act like I'm your man, 'cause you just a fan. You don't hold rank. No, no, no rank.